Well, I'm originally from Syracuse, New York, and I come from actually a rather large family, and that's figuratively and literally. I have one sister, but I have a lot of aunts, uncles, and cousins. A lot of cousins that are about my age, so those were kind of my brothers growing up. And we were just a family of big eaters. Always encouraged to eat, always encouraged to finish our meals. So that kind of became our habit. And a lot of that led to us having to deal with what we're dealing with today and just managing our weight and being very conscious of where we are. Great experience. I actually went on so that I can get healthy for my sons. At the time, I just had my oldest, Lincoln, and my goal was to get healthy so that I could be around for them. It would have been a shame for me to not do what I could control, because a lot of times things are out of our control, but there are things that we can control. And what you do every day as far as getting up and exercising and what you put in your body are things that we can control. So I wanted to get a better feel or understanding of how I could make those changes in my life so that I could be healthy for my sons. Now I have a second son and my wife, and of course I want to be around for them. The biggest reason I went on the show was to figure out what I was missing, and what I found out, it was the whole nutritional piece. I'm an athlete. I've been an athlete my entire life. Working out wasn't a problem, but as I got older and I got away from my training, that's where the problem began, because I didn't really understand nutrition. So what I realized is that when I went on the show, I didn't need 7,000 calories a day or 8,000 calories that I was consuming, because I was a Division I football player at the University of Alabama, and that again became a habit that I don't need that to survive. So it was just reprogramming myself, understanding what proteins, carbs, and healthy fats and what they are and how they affect us was the biggest thing.
Would you say that show is in the catalyst that got you to change habits because it found that missing key, the nutrition?
Yes, I will, and I know there's a lot of things that have been said about the show, but for me personally, I went on with the thought of figuring it out. I didn't go on for the money, although I could have used $250,000, but that wasn't my motivation. My motivation was going on to figure out how can I live healthy for the rest of my life so that I can be around for my sons and I can be around for my wife and hopefully teach them so they don't have to go through the things that I've gone through.
Now, it did have a great impact, because from there you started with inspiring other people, writing books, starting with your fitness. So I want you just to go with that and talk about everything.
Yes. Well, my whole strength and conditioning business kind of started years ago. I started training athletes because I wanted to share the things that I had learned training and pursuing, my career at the University of Alabama. And from that, having done that, I've trained the Shenango Forks football team since 1998, and a variety of various other local athletes. And actually, I did a mom's group for the Forks years ago. So I guess my training of adults happened, years ago too. But since coming back from the show, I started, or I won't say I started, I kind of revamped my training to include more training for adults. So I changed my business name to Training for Life, and the thought concept behind that was we all need motivation for training. And and one of the questions that Bob and Jillian asked us was, why are you here? And I went through my reasons for being there, and I said, well, I'm really training for life. I'm training for a healthier life. As I get into my 50s and my 60s, I want to be able to do all the things that I want to do, so I said my reason for training is I want to train for a healthier life. So I changed my business name to that, and that includes everybody, because you're never too young to start understanding proteins, carbs, and fats. You're never too old. You're never too old to start training and doing something that's going to benefit you, that's going to help you to increase your range of motion or your mobility, or to get you stronger. And I just think that as a whole, our emphasis is in the wrong spot. And I kind of go back to the show, and the emphasis was always on the number. Well, the number is important, but that's not the only number we should be concerned with. We should be concerned with high blood pressure and blood sugar levels and all of those numbers. Those numbers are more important than the weight. I think and that's been kind of my new move, is to reprogram how we think and how we process that number. It's not about the scale weight, it's about the other numbers that have to do with health. And once we focus on those, the byproduct will be weight loss. So I really work hard at trying to get people to realize that and not get wrapped up in the scale weight so much. Focus on, okay, what is your body fat percentage? Okay. What's your cholesterol number? Where are you with your blood sugar levels? Okay, those numbers, if we can improve those numbers, that will take care of the weight.